Authors Tell All, a podcast by Shy Soul. She's bringing you author interviews, book discussions, and more. Stay tuned. Authors Tell All, a podcast by Shy Soul. She's bringing you author interviews, book discussions, and more. Stay tuned.
The beat provider, baby. The beat provider, baby. The beat provider, baby. The beat provider, baby.
5-3 beats.
Hello everyone. It is your host here, author Shy Soul. We are here with the beautiful. Want to tell me your name?
Simernecia Shena.
Okay. How are you doing?
I'm great.
That's great to
Thank you
hear.
for having me.
It's no problem. I want to have you on the show for quite a while. You've had a lot of releases, so I said, you know what? I want to have her on Authors Tell All, so she can talk about all these great books. The book we will be discussing, which will be coming out soon, is Princess of the Trap. Let's get into that.
Yes.
Now, my first question, just to start this off, so you know we can get right into it. What made you come up with that title? That's the first.
Okay. The title was a title that I purchased with a pre-made cover, and I went with it, and I listened to reviews, of course. And the title just stuck with me, and I went from there.
Yeah, when she was like, I want that cover, it fits the book so well. I was like, hey, it's all yours. She told me about the storyline and everything, the description. I said, yeah, that really, really fits. So we're definitely going to stick with that. I didn't let her change nothing.
Right.
So, when will this book be coming out?
This book will be out June 30th. It'll be out June 30th.
I can't wait because I've already read some of your books, so I already know this book is going to be bomb for sure. It's no problem. Now, I know you don't want to give too much away, but we could just go just a little bit. Like, what is the story going to be about? We could at least talk about that.
Okay. The story is going to be about a young girl. She's kind of forced into immediate survival mode. She's surrounded with drug abuse, and she's surrounded with suicidal situations. It's really, it's going to turn, it's a good story. It's a great story.
I could tell just by that, with the little snippet you gave us, I can tell it's going to be a lot of readers who's going to be able to, you know, connect with the story because it's real life within the story.
Yeah.
Most definitely. What made you come up with this particular storyline?
Well, I read a lot of books, and there's a lot of opinions, and, you know, I wanted it to go in a different route. Like, when people see the title of the book, they think that it's just a girl that's out there pushing drugs, and that's not the case. It's very different. It's a strong story. It's pretty fluently, and I'm really happy with the way that it went, and I'm just ready to put it out there.
Yeah, I totally agree. If you have a story that you, like you said, this is going to be a great story, a great storyline that people can connect with, I just suggest that you just go with the flow and just put your work out there. Especially with a book like this and a different title like this too, it's really going to grab everybody's attention, especially what just has been doing, because I mean, I've seen a lot of shares you've been getting on it, and a lot of people so interested in it, so I'm here for it, totally here for it.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Now, is it just going to be a standalone, or is it going to be a series?
I mean, at the time, I can say it'll be a standalone. That's what I want it to be. But once it gets out there and my readers are wanting more, and they're like, oh, we need some more, I might have to turn it into a part 2. I don't know.
I totally agree. Now, how long have you been writing?
I'll be my as an author will be this year in November. I've always been a reader. I've always dreamed of writing. That's always been my comfort zone. But I've only been a reader. This year in November will be my anniversary, my 1 year anniversary as a published author.
And how many books do you know? I mean, every author really don't know exactly how many books, in the future they will have published. Some may have 4, and just stick with that, and keep doing the re-release of their best-selling book. But how many books do you plan on publishing in your career, if you ever thought about that?
I've never thought about how many books I plan on publishing in my career. I do hope I November have to have 7 books out by November. That's my goal, my short-term goal, is to have 7 books out by November of this year.
That's a great goal. I'm gonna say that was my goal for the longest. Okay. I was like, that's a good number. I think I could pull it off, and I'm actually going to be in the process of doing that. But this isn't about me. But I have to connect with my authors when I talk to them. So 7, that's a great goal, because once you hit that mark, you was like, I actually did it. Now it's gonna be such an easy flow for me if you want to even go on to have 20 books or so on and so forth.
Right.
Yeah, and plus, especially if you're writing with series, your series is what's gonna keep building up how many books you have under your belt. But honestly, I'm the type of writer where I'm not really too much into writing series. I love to go on to my next book and be like, okay, let's start this fresh new story, this crazy storyline, crazy love story, so on and so forth. Now, as a new author, what kind of advice would you give somebody who is in a position you used to be in? What kind of story should I put out? What should be my genre and all that? What advice would you give?
My advice would be to do your research, take notes, don't give up. Ask questions, do whatever you have to do to build yourself, to build your brain. Stay focused and read. Just continue to read throughout your whole journey.
Yep, that's exactly what I say too. Exactly what I say.
Keep pushing, keep pushing. Everybody's not gonna like your work. Everybody's not gonna appreciate your work, but there are some people who will appreciate your work, and you're always destined to get better. I'm not the next author, but I know that I'm gonna be better, and that's what I desire to do with my work, is to improve and be better.
Yep, that's all you can do, pretty much, is keep promoting yourself. You have to know about how to market your work. I feel as if just marketing your work in Facebook groups and that's it, I feel as if that's not enough. You have to, get boost on websites and do interviews about your work and do sponsor ads and all that little stuff. That is what, and getting your book promoted too. That alone will get a better outreach instead of, the groups, because half of them groups are not really active. It might be only a few that will see your book like, oh, okay, I'll click on it or whatever.
Right.
And half of them that are really maybe might be looking in there when they get a notification or whatever, they might go past it and go to the next person or something like that they know. So promoting your work is crucial.
Of the groups, they already have it made up in their mind, and a lot of them already have their page or whatever. So, you just gotta, work around it and find people to experience your work, and just really promote and put your work out there for people to experience you. So.
Yep, that's all you really can do too.
Right.
And another thing you had said is, do your research. That is Oh my God. I just love when an author says do your research, because especially if you're signing to a publishing company, you just don't want to jump in and just sign your name away and, it doesn't go out as planned.
Right.
You want to research these publishing companies and, research how to self-publish your own work and stuff like that. Those are the best points to becoming a great, successful author in my eyes. And especially doing your research on your own work. You could be writing for years and still be writing in different genres. Be like, okay, what should my main genre be? My niche that will really have everybody just gravitating towards my stories. You already found your niche. I can already tell that.
Right. You just have to do what works for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do what works. Self-publishing works for me because I'm able to have control over my career, and that's what I really want. I'm not saying that a few books down the line I might pitch it to the publishing company. I don't know, but right now, self-publishing is what works for me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and
one day,
one day maybe you might want to go to a publishing company.
Sure, one day. I've been hearing good and bad stories about publishing companies and self-publishing and being with the company. So, you kind of be on the fence, but you're like, damn, they going through all this. I don't want to go through that.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. One thing that about me is, I of course I did my research for the longest, and I was like, do I want to self-publish or do I want to go with a publisher? The only reason I decided to go with a publisher is because I needed the knowledge too, and because I was already a graphic designer, still am, and that was going to be a lot of work on me to, do my own cover work and everything like that, get the editing done for my book and publishing myself. I was like, yeah, that's a lot of work on me right now. So I'd rather go to a publisher who will help me, help me do all that and so on and so forth. And then, down the line, when I decide to self-publish my own work, then do that. Right now, that's not on my mind. What is in the future for you next as an author? I love asking authors this question.
I'm hoping to write a romance book that I could turn into a romance-based play or something. Like, I just want to move on to the next level. But until then, I'm going to keep writing and keep promoting my work and meeting new people. That's one thing that I love about being in a different industry. This writing industry is crucial. Do you hear me? It is crucial. And I've been meeting some great people, and I'm grateful for it. I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah, me too. You have the authors that will love to help and, give you new authors the knowledge and help them. And then you have some of the authors who, they keep to themselves and like, you know what? If you want to be an author, you're going to have to, go through the same things I went through to get to this point.
That's not cool. Want to help everybody.
Yep, that's exactly how I feel. Like, if I'm still I'm still a new author myself. Don't get me wrong. I may have however many books. I still feel as if I'm a new author myself. If I'm not recognized as Terry Woods or something like that, I'm still a new author. It's still more people to know my name and your name and so on and so forth. So I still feel as if I'm still, that new author that still needs to keep branding and marketing and all that. It's not going to happen overnight. No matter if your book is a 5-star with 100 and something reviews, you're still a new author. Either way it goes.
Right.
Because the crazy part is, you can have that many reviews and all this love and support, but it'll still be those readers or quote unquote supporters will be like, yeah, that's a new author. I'm not gonna give her or him a try. Wait, huh?
Right.
Why? I mean, why not try a new story, a new author? It's probably good. It's a lot of authors that's not recognized and are overlooked, and their books are amazing. They have amazing writing skills and amazing stories, and they get overlooked because they're just a new author who just published their book on Amazon.
Yeah, it's crazy that people judge off of these, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of like with this industry, kind of like cramps in a bucket, you know. Like they don't. It's very few people that want to see you succeed.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean and how you feel, because I have felt the same way for the longest. And you know, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. Like you said earlier, everybody's not gonna like your work, and that's fine. But it's the most part, it's gonna be a lot of people who's gonna love your work and continue to support you and be there till you stop, even till you stop writing, because your books are always gonna be there. That's why I love writing. Your stories are always going to stick with somebody who's going to be like, you know what, I'm going to read their book over and over again. Oh, I read her book 5 times. 5 times? Does she have any other stories? Yes, she does. But this one is my favorite by her. That's what I want to hear. This is my favorite story by her. She has other great stories. I've read all her books. But this one right here is one of my favorites. You want to have a classic. Every author should have a classic that sticks with everybody.
Exactly. And you learn to appreciate the readers and, you know, they appreciate your work. Because there are a lot of readers out there that really, you know, they appreciate your work. They wait on your next project to come out patiently, you know. I appreciate that.
Yep. That's how I feel too. Now, there's another book I want to ask you about, Against His Will.
Yes, that's my short story. It came out last month. No, it came out April.
Let's get into that one.
Okay.
Now, what is this story about?
This story is about a couple that marry young. They face infidelity issues. They cheating and lying and generational curses that they couldn't break and all types of things.
And what made you write this story? What gave you the idea for this one?
I wanted to write a story where the husband was the good guy and the wife was the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where all that came from. I wanted the husband to be the good one. There's so many stories when you read the husband is doing the cheating and all over town. I wanted to reverse the role.
Yeah, I like when authors reverse the roles, and you know, you have the perspective of the female doing all this. That's what I love, when you pick up a book that is different. You know, you have that different feel to it. You know, you get it. It's just the opposite. I like that. That just gives it that new fresh feel. You know, you think you've read the story before, you'd be like, nah, I haven't read this before. That's what I like with a new author. Like, have I read this book before? No. Wait a minute. Let me get to like the climax. When you get to the climax of the story, you're just like, oh my goodness, this book is bomb. That's what I love.
Right. So I'm ready to write more books like that one as well. So right now, I'm working on 2 projects. It's Princess of the Trail, and I'm working on Bayou, which is gonna come out next month. So yeah, I'm ready to try
Yeah, and I'm here for you. I always share your stories all the time. I'm like, when is she gonna come out with another one? When she gonna come out with another one so I could be like first to share. That's the type of person I am, first to share. I don't care, it's free promo.
Right.
Going on my story, all that. Now this is the point where you get to tell everybody your social media handles, where they can get your stories. If you have a website, tell us all of that, and you get to shout out a author that you want to hear on the show next, and anybody else. So that's the time for you to do that.
Okay. My Facebook is Simernecia Shena. My Instagram is author_Simernecia Shena. My book can be purchased through my website and my small business on www.thestatesland.net. I also sell sunshades and reading glasses as well. And an author that I would like to hear on the show next would probably be what I want to hear on the show next. Does it have to be an author?
No, I interview everybody.
I think I want to hear an editor actually on the show next.
Ooh, that's a great idea. And I have a lot of those on my page.
I don't know her name. I don't know. Shay Brown. That's her name. Shay's way editor. I want to hear her on the show next.
You got it. I will be in contact with her as ASAP. And I will make sure I say that you recommended, because she does some great editing. So that would be a nice next episode.
Yeah.
The editor side. That would be great. Definitely gonna do that.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was no problem. It was great talking to you. I will have you on the show again when Princess of the Trap comes out.
Please.
Most definitely. So we can have everybody in here with a more giant book discussion.
Okay.
Thank
you so much.
Oh, it's no problem. If you want to do any giveaways, anything like that for your book on the show, we could definitely set that all up.
Okay. I'll definitely do a giveaway.
That'd be awesome. It was great having you on the show. I will have you again. I love you. She loves you guys. Good night.